Welcome to our channel. We are so glad you found your way here. Let us help you fall asleep. Let's begin with the quiet collapse of RadioShack, the failure to adapt to modern technology. Take a slow, deep breath in and release it. Even the tallest towers eventually quiet down. Tonight, we gently explore the empty boardrooms and forgotten ambitions of the past. Your mind is calm, and we are ready to begin. The roots of this fading company trace back to 1921, when it began as a retailer of radio parts in Boston. An early pioneer in its field, it catered to hobbyists and inventors, establishing a reputation built on customer service and technical expertise. Over decades, it expanded, evolving into a national chain that thrived amidst the rise of consumer electronics, offering everything from walkie-talkies to personal computers. By the 1980s, the presence of these retail outlets was ubiquitous, characterized by their signature red and white signage. They served not only as points of sale, but as community hubs for electronics enthusiasts, fostering a culture of innovation and hands-on learning. The introduction of personal computing transformed the landscape, yet adaptability waned in the face of rapid technological advancement. In the 90s, the emergence of big-box retailers and online shopping began to challenge its long-standing dominance. As competition intensified, the company struggled to redefine itself. While it attempted to pivot towards new technologies and product lines, decisions often appeared reactive rather than proactive. This misalignment with shifting consumer expectations marked the beginning of a gradual decline, revealing a disconnect between the company's storied past and the fast-evolving market dynamics of the digital age. The origins of RadioShack trace back to 1921, when two brothers, Theodore and Milton Deutschman, established a small electronic supply company in Boston. This venture began as a modest storefront catering primarily to amateur radio enthusiasts, a niche market that thrived on innovation and exploration. The initial vision encompassed providing the necessary components for hobbyists to experiment and create within the nascent field of electronics. Throughout the ensuing decades, the company expanded, evolving its product offerings to meet the demands of an increasingly technology-driven society. By the 1950s, RadioShack had transitioned from a local supplier to a national entity, capitalizing on the post-war boom in consumer electronics. The introduction of their well-known catalog, featuring an array of parts and kits, further solidified their reputation as a go-to resource for aspiring engineers and everyday consumers alike. Locations blossomed across the United States, with retail stores becoming ubiquitous, often serving as community hubs for tech enthusiasts. The ethos of the company was grounded in accessibility and innovation, fostering a culture that embraced the emerging technologies of the time. This foundation laid the groundwork for an operation that once thrived, yet would later struggle to navigate an environment of rapid technological change and shifting consumer preferences. The legacy of those early beginnings would echo through the corridors of time, now overshadowed by an inability to adapt. Expansion characterized the electronics retail industry in the 20th century. Companies emerged, fueled by innovation and demand for new technology. This region witnessed the transformation of consumer electronics from niche products to commonplace essentials in everyday life. Large retail chains began to populate shopping districts, offering a diverse array of products. They provided not only items such as radios and televisions, but also emerging technologies like personal computers, video game consoles, and mobile devices. During this period, it became evident that consumer preferences were shifting towards convenience and accessibility. Customers sought experiences that combined product availability with knowledgeable service. These establishments adapted by training staff and enhancing store layouts, creating environments conducive to exploration. Retail giants capitalized on these trends, leveraging marketing strategies that resonated with the growing consumer base. Brightly colored advertisements and promotional events attracted foot traffic, while intricate supply chains ensured that inventory met the rising demands. This flourishing sector thrived on the synergy between technological advancements and retail strategies. It became clear that success hinged on understanding market dynamics and responding proactively to the evolving landscape. Those who embraced change flourished, while others, like the fading company, found themselves unable to keep pace, leading to a gradual decline amid the relentless march of progress. Expansion began with a vision to transform local shops into a national chain. It happened gradually, with each store contributing to a growing network, fostering a sense of community among electronics enthusiasts. Locations multiplied, making it accessible to consumers seeking technology for their homes and businesses. This growth was marked by an array of products, including radios, televisions, and later, personal computers. Marketing efforts targeted a wide demographic, establishing the brand as a go-to destination for electronic needs. The bustling atmosphere of each outlet embodied a spirit of innovation, promising customers the latest gadgets and accessories. Sales associates became knowledgeable guides, assisting patrons in navigating an increasingly complex technological landscape. As the years progressed, this expansion led to an expansive footprint throughout the United States. Yet, with national presence came increased competition. Retailers and online platforms began to capitalize on the convenience and efficiency that customers increasingly sought. The once vibrant stores, filled with eager shoppers, began to feel the weight of change. This region, once bustling with electronic enthusiasts, began to quiet. Stores that had once thrived became mere shadows of their former selves. The decline was not sudden, but rather a slow erosion, as the inability to adapt to evolving consumer behavior became starkly evident. A legacy of innovation faded into the background, leaving behind a collection of empty storefronts. The electronics boom of the 1970s marked a significant turning point for many companies, including this fading enterprise. It thrived during a period when consumers began to embrace personal electronics, from home audio systems to early computers. The surge in demand for such products positioned it as a leader in the burgeoning market. Retail locations flourished, featuring shelves brimming with components, kits, and gadgets, capturing the imagination of hobbyists and tech enthusiasts alike. During this era, the company's marketing strategies effectively tapped into the zeitgeist, appealing to a growing demographic eager to explore the burgeoning possibilities of technology. Catalogs filled with enticing product descriptions and instructions fostered a sense of community among consumers. Yet, the seeds of trouble lay beneath the surface. Rapid advancements in technology began to outpace their ability to adapt, and competition emerged from unexpected quarters. As the 1980s unfolded, the rise of discount retailers and specialty electronics stores further eroded its market share. The once vibrant stores began to show signs of decline, overshadowed by competitors that offered more modern and diverse product lines. The inability to evolve in response to shifting consumer preferences became a defining characteristic of this particular decline, leaving behind not just empty storefronts, but also a sense of nostalgia for what was once possible. The transition from components to consumer electronics marked a significant shift in strategy, reflecting an attempt to capture a broader market. This region, once bustling with customers seeking resistors and capacitors, gradually began to showcase shelves lined with televisions and smartphones. The decision to diversify was rooted in an understanding that consumer habits were changing, yet the execution revealed a lack of alignment with evolving needs. Attention turned to flashy gadgets and trending technology, often resulting in an inventory that felt misaligned with the core audience. They ventured into sectors that, while promising, lacked the foundational support to thrive. This shift often led to confusion among loyal customers who frequented the stores seeking expertise in niche products rather than mainstream electronics. The integration of consumer electronics did not yield the anticipated results. Many items remained on shelves long past their prime, slowly succumbing to obsolescence. This stagnation was compounded by fierce competition from online retailers and specialized electronics stores, which offered better prices and convenience. As time passed, the shelves began to gather dust, mirroring the dwindling foot traffic. With each season, the once vibrant atmosphere of innovation and discovery faded further, leaving behind an emptiness that echoed the company's inability to effectively navigate the complexities of a rapidly changing market landscape. The fading company once stood as a beacon for enthusiasts of the do-it-yourself electronics movement. It cultivated a culture of experimentation, providing components and kits that empowered individuals to create and innovate. Shelves filled with resistors, capacitors, and circuit boards invited customers to engage in hands-on projects, fostering a sense of community among hobbyists and inventors alike. As technology advanced, the landscape shifted. The rise of online marketplaces and specialized retailers began to encroach upon its domain. These emerging platforms offered not only convenience, but also a broader selection of products that surpassed the limited inventory available in physical stores. In this region, the once loyal clientele began to drift away, seeking alternatives that better suited their evolving needs. The company's attempts to pivot toward a more modern retail strategy lacked the necessary urgency and clarity. While efforts were made to expand into personal electronics, the essence of its DIY roots diminished. This gradual departure from its foundational identity alienated the very customers who once flocked to its stores, seeking components and guidance for their projects. This decline marked a significant shift in the company's trajectory. The once proud institution that had inspired generations of builders and innovators now stood as a relic, overshadowed by the rapid evolution of technology and consumer expectations. The remnants of its influence continue to linger, a haunting reminder of what was lost. The TRS-80 emerged in the late 1970s, marking a pivotal moment in the company's history. This personal computer, often regarded as one of the first mass-market products of its kind, made its debut amidst a wave of technological enthusiasm. Its introduction catalyzed a significant shift within the electronics landscape, as burgeoning computer users sought accessible solutions for their personal and professional needs. This model, characterized by its distinctive keyboard and monochrome display, offered an unprecedented level of interactivity. With its basic programming capabilities, it invited users to explore the nascent world of computing. The initial reception was overwhelmingly positive, as it appealed to hobbyists and educators alike. The simplicity of its design belied the complex potential that lay within. In the early years, it found a home in classrooms and living rooms, symbolizing innovation and the democratization of technology. Sales flourished, creating a sense of optimism for the brand. The TRS-80 positioned RadioShack at the forefront of an industry on the brink of transformation. Yet, as the years progressed, the landscape continued to evolve, bringing forth competitors that would redefine the market. The once celebrated triumph began to feel overshadowed by the relentless advance of technological change, leaving a growing sense of vulnerability in its wake. This growing sense of vulnerability became particularly pronounced during the 1980s, a decade marked by the rise of innovative tech companies that began transforming the consumer electronics landscape. New entrants emerged, bringing with them fresh ideas and revolutionary products that captivated the market and reshaped consumer expectations. This region became a battleground where established entities faced increasing pressure to evolve or risk obsolescence. As competition intensified, these emerging companies introduced affordable personal computers and sophisticated consumer electronics, features that enticed a generation eager for advancement. The rapid proliferation of microprocessors and the advent of user-friendly operating systems created an environment where consumers began to prioritize versatility and convenience. Traditional retailers found themselves grappling with this shift, struggling to maintain relevance amidst a torrent of new technological possibilities. It became evident that a failure to adapt not only jeopardized profitability, but also the very existence of long-standing businesses. Stock shelves filled with outdated models, while competitors captured market attention and consumer loyalty. The decline of once revered giants was exacerbated by their inability to pivot and embrace the digital revolution. This stagnation, coupled with the relentless march of innovation, foretold a challenging future for companies unwilling to evolve. The landscape shifted beneath them, leaving echoes of what once was, as the echoes of progress reverberated throughout the industry. Memorable campaigns and slogans once propelled this fading company into the public consciousness. In a time when marketing innovation was vital to capturing consumer attention, they employed a mixture of nostalgia and urgency. The iconic tagline, "You've got questions, we've got answers," resonated with a generation seeking guidance in an increasingly complex technological world. This approach fostered a sense of reliability, encouraging customers to believe that their needs would be met within the walls of retail locations. Creative advertisements showcased their vast inventory, emphasizing not just products, but the knowledge and expertise found within each store. Campaigns featuring friendly, approachable staff created an illusion of community, inviting customers into a space where they felt understood. Yet, as technology advanced rapidly, the strategies began to falter. The reliance on traditional advertising methods became apparent as digital channels gained prominence, rendering such approaches less effective. Shifts in consumer behavior further complicated their efforts, as a younger demographic sought convenience and immediacy. The marketing messages, once impactful, struggled to adapt to this new reality. In the silence of their stores, the absence of the vibrant foot traffic that once characterized them became palpable. This gradual decline highlighted the disconnection between their cherished campaigns and the evolving expectations of a modern consumer landscape, leaving behind remnants of a bygone era. The transition to home computing marked a pivotal moment in the technological landscape, presenting opportunities that some companies embraced while others faltered. In this region of innovation, the demand for personal computers surged, transforming the way consumers interacted with technology. It became apparent that adapting to this new wave was essential for survival. The landscape evolved rapidly, with competitors swiftly aligning their offerings to meet the burgeoning consumer needs. Products began to reflect a shift towards user-friendly interfaces and multifunctional devices, catering to an audience eager for convenience and connectivity. This environment favored those who could anticipate and respond to the desires of the market. Companies that successfully integrated emerging technologies into their portfolios flourished, seizing the moment to redefine their brands and establish lasting consumer relationships. Amidst this transformation, they struggled to recalibrate their approach. The once popular electronics retailer found itself grappling with an identity crisis, unable to pivot from its traditional business model. Their shelves remained stocked with outdated products, remnants of a time when they dominated the landscape. As competitors innovated, the fading company became increasingly irrelevant, its legacy overshadowed by the rapid advancements around it. Opportunities slipped away, as it became clear that without embracing change, survival in this new era would remain elusive. Brand recognition began to falter, a once familiar name fading in the collective consciousness. The stores, once bustling with customers seeking the latest gadgets, stood increasingly quiet, their shelves stocked with outdated products. As technology evolved, the offerings failed to keep pace, leaving consumers disenchanted. In an era defined by rapid digital transformation, this establishment struggled to redefine its identity. The increasing reliance on online shopping highlighted its inability to adapt to shifting consumer preferences. The physical storefronts, once a hub for tech enthusiasts, became relics, often associated with nostalgia rather than innovation. Financial reports reflected a troubling trend. Declines in revenue were met with a lack of strategic response. The leadership seemed disconnected from the market demands, opting for short-term fixes rather than fundamental changes. Advertising campaigns attempted to recapture former glory, but failed to resonate with a modern audience. Competitors flourished, offering convenience and cutting-edge products, while this fading titan languished in a self-imposed decline. The absence of a clear vision became palpable, and the brand's value diminished, leading to skepticism among investors. With each passing year, the stakes grew higher, and the potential for resurgence dwindled, leaving it trapped in a cycle of stagnation, a cautionary tale in the annals of corporate history. The emergence of the 1990s brought forth a wave of technological innovation, characterized by the dot-com boom. This period fostered an environment ripe for growth, particularly for businesses willing to embrace digital advancements. They stood at a crossroads, yet the fading company remained tethered to its traditional retail model, seemingly resistant to the shifting tides. While competitors eagerly adopted e-commerce platforms, RadioShack's hesitance resulted in a missed opportunity to capture a burgeoning online market. During this era, consumers began to migrate towards online shopping, seeking convenience and a broader selection of products. The allure of this new frontier was palpable, offering the promise of increased sales and customer engagement. Yet, the fading company found itself entangled in outdated practices, unable to pivot effectively. It continued to prioritize its brick-and-mortar locations, neglecting the digital landscape that was rapidly evolving around it. The decline in foot traffic within stores became increasingly evident, yet the response was slow. Inventory remained stagnant, and marketing strategies failed to resonate with a tech-savvy audience. A lack of innovation in both product offerings and customer experience solidified its position as an afterthought in a rapidly transforming industry. As competitors thrived in the new digital realm, the shadow of RadioShack grew longer, a testament to the perils of inertia in the face of change. The emergence of big box retailers marked a significant shift in the retail landscape. They offered a diverse range of products under one roof, drawing consumers away from specialized outlets. This new paradigm proved challenging for many smaller companies, particularly those like RadioShack, which had long relied on niche markets. The expansive floor space and competitive pricing of these giants rendered it increasingly difficult for the fading company to maintain its foothold. In this region, sprawling superstores proliferated, filled with electronics, appliances, and accessories at prices that seemed insurmountable for RadioShack. Customers, lured by the convenience and savings, flocked to these vast emporiums. The once bustling aisles of RadioShack, lined with components and gadgets, became eerily quiet, reflecting the shift in consumer preferences. Merchandising strategies that had worked for decades no longer resonated with a customer base that sought immediacy and affordability. The allure of personalized service faded as shoppers gravitated towards self-service options, finding satisfaction in their ability to browse at leisure. Each passing season revealed further declines in sales figures, revealing an unflinching trend toward obsolescence. Instead of innovating, the fading company found itself entangled in a cycle of reactionary measures, unable to reclaim its position in an unforgiving market dominated by larger, more agile competitors. The financial struggles of this once prominent retailer became increasingly evident in the early 2000s. Revenue streams that once flowed steadily began to dwindle as consumer preferences shifted toward online shopping and advanced electronics. Storefronts, once bustling with customers, now stood eerily quiet, their shelves lined with outdated inventory. Declining sales figures painted a stark picture. The company reported losses year after year, struggling to maintain profitability in an environment that had outpaced its business model. Attempts to cut costs led to workforce reductions, yet the remaining employees faced the daunting task of revitalizing a brand that had lost its relevance. Management's decisions, driven by desperation, often resulted in misguided strategies. Efforts to rebrand and reposition the company failed to resonate with a demographic that had largely moved on. The allure of modern technology, coupled with the rise of e-commerce giants, rendered the once cherished name nearly obsolete. Bankruptcy loomed as a specter, casting a long shadow over their remaining operations. Investors grew wary, and stock prices plummeted. Fading brand loyalty that had once sustained it slowly eroded. Each passing year marked another chapter in its decline, a slow unraveling of a once dominant force in the retail landscape, now reduced to a mere footnote in the history of consumer electronics. This shift in consumer behavior marked a pivotal moment for many retailers, including this fading company. The proliferation of online shopping introduced a new paradigm that quickly eroded the advantages once held by physical storefronts. Customers began to favor the convenience of browsing vast inventories from the comfort of their homes. The allure of immediate price comparisons and the ease of delivery rendered traditional shopping experiences less appealing. Faced with a growing preference for digital transactions, it became increasingly clear that adaptation was necessary. Yet, the response from this organization remained sluggish. Their attempts to establish an online presence were hampered by outdated technology and an inability to grasp the nuances of e-commerce. Rival companies, agile in their approach, seized the opportunity to capture a market that RadioShack could not effectively penetrate. Brick-and-mortar locations, once symbols of innovation, became burdensome relics. Empty shelves and dwindling foot traffic illustrated the broader trend of consumer disengagement. The inability to merge traditional retail with a robust online strategy contributed to the erosion of brand loyalty. Customers, seeking both convenience and variety, drifted towards competitors who had embraced the digital age with enthusiasm. The transition marked a definitive turning point, one that underscored the necessity for evolution in a landscape that had shifted beneath its feet. The emergence of digital transformation fundamentally altered the consumer electronics retail landscape. Traditional storefronts, once bustling with activity, saw a gradual decline as online marketplaces expanded their reach. This shift resulted in a noticeable reduction in foot traffic, as consumers increasingly favored the convenience of browsing from home. Familiar brands, previously synonymous with innovation, began to struggle under the weight of changing consumer expectations. The proliferation of e-commerce platforms provided instant access to a vast array of products, often at competitive prices. This environment created a new standard for service and selection that many established retailers found difficult to meet. The inability to integrate technology into the shopping experience left some businesses vulnerable to the swift currents of market change. In this context, the rise of mobile shopping further compounded the challenges faced. Consumers equipped with smartphones could compare prices, read reviews, and make purchases with minimal effort. The traditional reliance on in-store expertise diminished as users sought information from online sources, fundamentally altering the shopping process. Simultaneously, the rapid advancement of technology itself, from smart devices to artificial intelligence, reshaped consumer preferences. Brands that had once dominated the sector now found themselves eclipsed by agile competitors who prioritized adaptability. This transformation revealed the fragility of legacy systems, exposing the slow decline of companies unable to embrace the inevitable march of progress. The shift to e-commerce presented an opportunity for RadioShack to revitalize its market presence. Initial efforts reflected a recognition of changing consumer behaviors, yet the execution fell short. Online platforms were launched, but they lacked the seamless integration that modern shoppers demanded. An outdated website, cluttered and difficult to navigate, failed to capture the attention of a generation increasingly favoring convenience and efficiency. Product offerings were limited, often reflecting a narrow view of consumer needs. Competitors rapidly adapted to the changing landscape, employing innovative strategies that engaged customers through personalized experiences. In contrast, RadioShack's attempts at digital marketing remained stagnant, resulting in minimal online visibility. The failure to adequately invest in technology hampered its ability to compete against agile rivals. Inventory management suffered as well, with stock levels not aligning with consumer demand. This led to a fragmented shopping experience, where customers frequently encountered out-of-stock items or lengthy shipping delays. Customer service remained tethered to traditional channels, neglecting the expectations of a digital-first audience. As the years progressed, e-commerce initiatives became emblematic of broader struggles within the organization. The lack of foresight and adaptability rendered it increasingly irrelevant in the marketplace. With each passing year, the gap between RadioShack and its competitors widened, revealing a critical misalignment with the future of retail. Market share gradually eroded as more consumers gravitated toward alternatives that offered a more modern shopping experience. Best Buy emerged as a significant player, leveraging its expansive brick-and-mortar presence while simultaneously enhancing its online operations. This shift allowed them to cater to a diverse range of customer preferences, ensuring that they remained relevant in a fast-evolving landscape. Amazon disrupted traditional retail with its unmatched convenience, offering everything from electronics to household goods with swift delivery options. This digital evolution attracted a generation of consumers who valued efficiency and accessibility over the in-store experience. As it expanded its product offerings, RadioShack struggled to compete, unable to pivot effectively toward an integrated online strategy. The fading company found itself in a vicious cycle, unable to reclaim lost ground. Sales dwindled as loyal customers sought alternatives, drawn by the innovations of competitors. Retail locations became increasingly sparse, and the once familiar signs of RadioShack began to disappear from neighborhood streets. Once a renowned name in consumer electronics, it now faced an uphill battle against competitors who embraced technology and the changing consumer mindset. This misalignment resulted in a stark decline, underscoring the importance of adaptability in a world driven by rapid technological advancements and shifting consumer expectations. Key figures within the organization played significant roles in steering the decline, their decisions often reflecting a narrow vision. Leadership struggled to recalibrate their strategies in the face of evolving market dynamics. An inability to recognize the emerging importance of digital platforms marked a pivotal lapse. Executives clung to outdated models, which led to missed opportunities for innovation. During this period, the company's leadership frequently prioritized short-term financial gains over long-term sustainability. These choices culminated in a series of ill-fated product launches and marketing campaigns that failed to resonate with a new generation of consumers. Decisions that once propelled growth instead contributed to diminishing brand relevance. Internal discord also emerged as conflicting interests and differing visions among executives hindered unified strategic direction. The lack of cohesion stunted responsive action to market changes, allowing competitors to seize leadership within the sector. As time progressed, these leadership flaws became more pronounced, revealing a company unable to pivot effectively. The once prominent brand found itself ensnared in a cycle of reactive measures rather than proactive innovation. This repetition of misjudgments eroded customer loyalty as trust in the brand dwindled. The financial collapse unfolded in 2001, marked by a series of miscalculations and an inability to pivot towards the emerging digital landscape. Struggling under the weight of mounting debt, it became evident that the lack of foresight had dire consequences. Sales declined sharply, revealing a stark disconnect between consumer needs and the offerings available on the shelves. This region, once bustling with shoppers seeking electronic gadgets, transformed into a reflection of an outdated business model. The competition, more agile and innovative, seized market share by embracing technology that RadioShack could not. Stores filled with inventory that had become obsolete, while new competitors thrived by anticipating trends and developing products tailored to a rapidly evolving marketplace. Financial reports painted a grim picture, with losses accumulating as cash flow dwindled. Efforts to restructure were hampered by an outdated corporate culture resistant to change. The brand's identity became a burden rather than an asset. It struggled to shed its legacy in a world that demanded innovation and agility. Restructuring efforts to salvage the fading company often revealed deeper issues within its operational framework. Initiatives aimed at revitalizing the brand frequently overlooked the necessity of a clear vision. Instead of redefining its market approach, decisions were made in isolation, lacking coherence. An attempt to rebrand as a trendy electronics retailer fell flat, as it failed to resonate with consumers who had already moved on to more dynamic offerings. Leadership changes, intended to inject fresh perspectives, often resulted in instability. Frequent shifts at the executive level led to inconsistent strategies, with each new leader introducing different priorities. This inconsistency alienated loyal customers who had grown accustomed to the brand's once reliable presence. Attempts to trim expenses through store closures and workforce reductions did not yield the intended results. The physical locations that remained struggled to draw foot traffic, creating a diminishing return on investment. Inventory mismanagement compounded these challenges, as outdated products lingered on shelves, failing to attract a tech-savvy audience that sought the latest innovations. The restructuring process. The impact of the 2008 recession on retail businesses created a landscape of uncertainty and decline. Consumer confidence wavered, leading to reduced discretionary spending and a sharp contraction in sales across various sectors. Many retailers faced the daunting reality of plummeting foot traffic and dwindling revenue streams. This environment proved particularly detrimental for companies already struggling to redefine their place within an evolving market. The economic downturn disproportionately affected businesses that had not adapted their strategies to meet shifting consumer demands. With tightening budgets, customers gravitated toward essential purchases, leaving discretionary retailers grappling with excessive inventory and declining margins. The fading company found itself increasingly irrelevant, unable to pivot quickly enough in a climate where rapid technological advancements dictated consumer preferences. As competitors embraced online sales and innovative marketing strategies, this region of brick-and-mortar retail was overshadowed by more agile entities that thrived in the digital space. Traditional business models faltered under the weight of economic pressures and technological progress. Amidst these challenges, the once revered brand struggled to maintain its identity while navigating a sea of transformation. The confluence of external economic forces and internal stagnation left little room for recovery. In the end, it became yet another example of how failure to adapt can lead to an inevitable decline. The inability to innovate marked a significant turning point in the decline of this once prominent retailer. In a rapidly evolving marketplace, competitors embraced agility, harnessing cutting-edge technologies and shifting consumer preferences. These rivals not only adapted but thrived, capitalizing on the demand for contemporary electronics and personalized customer experiences. While they introduced sleek designs and user-friendly interfaces, this fading company remained anchored in outdated models, unable to pivot towards new operational methodologies. The contrast was stark. Competitors streamlined their supply chains and enhanced their online presence, appealing to a tech-savvy demographic eager for convenience and speed. In contrast, this retailer continued to rely on traditional sales strategies, with a focus on in-store experiences that became increasingly obsolete. Their product offerings stagnated, failing to reflect the innovative spirit that characterized the industry. Digital platforms emerged as the new battleground for consumer loyalty. Many agile companies harnessed the power of social media and data analytics to engage with customers in real time. This retailer's absence from these channels left it adrift, unable to connect with the very audience it once dominated. As the landscape shifted, the failure to innovate solidified a downward trajectory. The once familiar brand name faded into obscurity, a relic of an era that could not transcend the relentless march of progress. In the harsh light of the modern market, it became a cautionary tale of obsolescence. The decline unfolded as personal computing and smartphones ascended to prominence. These devices, equipped with expansive functionalities, rendered the once essential product offerings of RadioShack largely superfluous. The allure of convenience and multifaceted technology drew consumers away from traditional electronics retailers. This transformation left a void where the company had once thrived, marking a stark contrast to its previous dominance in the marketplace. In an environment increasingly defined by rapid technological advancement, the inability to adapt became increasingly evident. The shelves that once brimmed with circuit boards, batteries, and niche components stood empty or sparsely populated, a reflection of shifting consumer priorities. The once frequent foot traffic dwindled as individuals gravitated towards online platforms, offering a more extensive selection and immediacy. Disconnection from emerging trends fostered a sense of inertia within the organization. While competitors embraced the digital revolution, investing in e-commerce and innovative products, it struggled to redefine its identity. The brand, once synonymous with innovation, became an echo of a bygone era, characterized by stagnant inventory and diminishing customer interest. In this evolving landscape, the fading company found itself at a crossroads, unable to pivot effectively in response to the seismic shifts surrounding it. The consequence was a gradual erosion of relevance, culminating in an inevitable decline, marked by store closures and a dwindling presence in the retail space. Marketing strategies failed to evolve alongside technological advancements, further isolating the fading company from its intended audience. The approach adopted relied heavily on nostalgic branding, clinging to an image that had long since lost its resonance in a rapidly changing market. Customers, once captivated by the allure of innovation, began to perceive it as stagnant, unable to meet contemporary needs. Promotional campaigns rarely adapted to digital platforms, neglecting the growing significance of social media and online engagement. Instead of embracing these channels to reach a more expansive customer base, efforts remained confined to traditional advertising methods. This disconnect alienated a generation of tech-savvy consumers who sought instant connectivity and interactive experiences. The retail experience itself suffered, as store layouts and product selections failed to reflect the evolving interests of patrons. In an era characterized by convenience and immediacy, the absence of a robust online shopping presence became a critical oversight. Competing brands capitalized on the shift towards e-commerce, leaving them at a distinct advantage. Consequently, a marked decline in foot traffic ensued, as fewer individuals frequented physical locations. The inability to harness data analytics for targeted marketing further compounded their challenges. Without adequate insight into consumer behavior, efforts to reinvigorate sales remained misguided, perpetuating a cycle of decline that proved increasingly difficult to reverse. The shift in consumer electronics preferences marked a profound transformation in the landscape of this industry. Consumers began to favor convenience over the do-it-yourself ethos that once characterized the market. As the digital age progressed, the demand for easily accessible technology surged. The allure of pre-assembled devices and integrated systems overshadowed the appeal of individual components and kits, which had long been the hallmark of the fading company. Retail spaces once bustling with hobbyists and enthusiasts now stood silent, their aisles cluttered with products that no longer resonated with a new generation of consumers. This transition left them struggling to understand the preferences that were evolving rapidly around them. Many shoppers turned to the seamless experiences offered by competitors who prioritized user-friendly technologies and comprehensive service options. As the market gravitated towards convenience, the fading company failed to adapt its inventory accordingly. Shelves once lined with circuit boards and soldering kits became increasingly irrelevant. It became evident that the once reliable model, built upon a foundation of consumer engagement, was crumbling beneath the weight of technological advancement. Sales dwindled further as loyalty waned, leaving behind a stark reminder of a time when hands-on experience defined the electronics landscape, now replaced by a desire for efficiency and simplicity. Inventory management faltered as the shifting market demanded a more agile response. Stockpiles of outdated products filled shelves, remnants of a bygone era where consumers sought expert advice in store. This accumulation not only strained financial resources, but also eroded the brand's identity, as it struggled to provide relevant offerings in an age of rapid technological advancement. The once celebrated selection of gadgets became an overwhelming assortment of redundant items, alienating potential customers. Supply chain issues compounded these challenges. Delays in receiving new products, coupled with an inability to forecast demand accurately, created a ripple effect that stifled innovation. Competing retailers, equipped with streamlined logistics, swiftly seized market share by providing the latest devices at competitive prices. This region, once bustling with eager shoppers, became a haunting landscape of unfulfilled potential. The inability to pivot effectively left it vulnerable, as consumers increasingly turned to online platforms for their electronics needs. Additional burdens emerged from rising operational costs as maintaining physical locations became untenable. With each passing quarter, the fading company grappled with the consequences of misjudgment, leading to a somber reality. The once revered electronics giant faced an existential crisis, reflecting the broader struggle of traditional retailers in an evolving digital marketplace. This decline was not merely a loss of revenue, but a profound shift in the fabric of consumer behavior. The emergence of social media transformed the landscape of consumer expectations, altering the dynamics of engagement and interaction. This platform facilitated immediate access to information, fostering a culture of comparison among brands. Consumers quickly began to anticipate personalized experiences, responsive communication, and an omnipresent digital interaction. They sought not only products, but also connections with companies that understood their needs and values. In this evolving environment, traditional businesses grappled with the relentless pace of technological change. The fading company found itself ill-equipped to meet these new demands. Its marketing strategies, once effective, became antiquated, overshadowed by the immediacy and reach of online platforms. The disconnect between what consumers desired and what it offered grew increasingly pronounced. While competitors embraced social media as a means to engage and retain audiences, this entity struggled to adapt. Attempts to establish an online presence often felt disjointed and lacked authenticity. The absence of a cohesive strategy left it vulnerable to the rising expectations of a digital-savvy consumer base. As this region of commerce became increasingly reliant on social connectivity, the fading company remained rooted in its traditional framework. This failure to evolve underscored a broader narrative of decline, where innovation and adaptability emerged as vital components in sustaining relevance amidst a rapidly changing market landscape. The bankruptcy filing in 2014 marked a significant turning point, reflective of deeper issues that had long been brewing. The dwindling customer base, once loyal, began to drift away as competitors embraced the digital age. This shift in consumer behavior indicated a fundamental misalignment with the emerging technological environment. Stores, once bustling with activity, now stood with empty aisles, echoing the stark realities of a fading business model. Management decisions contributed significantly to this decline. Investments in outdated inventory left them unable to compete effectively with online retailers and specialized electronics shops. While others innovated with new product lines and customer experiences, this region remained tethered to a bygone era, offering limited appeal to a tech-savvy generation. The reliance on brick-and-mortar sales became increasingly untenable as consumer preferences shifted towards convenience and accessibility. Financial mismanagement compounded these challenges. Mounting debt and unprofitable locations drained resources that could have been allocated toward revitalization efforts. As time progressed, it became evident that restructuring would be necessary, but the timeline for meaningful change was outpaced by the urgency of market demands. The once familiar brand, now synonymous with decline, symbolized a cautionary tale of ignoring the signs of an evolving industry. In this quiet collapse, the echoes of unfulfilled potential lingered, a reminder of what might have been. This aftermath revealed a landscape strewn with remnants of ambition. Attempts at rebranding and revival emerged, but they often felt more like echoes than genuine efforts. The iconic logo, once a symbol of innovation, underwent several iterations, each striving to recapture the relevance lost over decades. New marketing campaigns aimed to evoke nostalgia while introducing modern concepts, yet the disconnect between the target audience and the message became increasingly pronounced. Amid these efforts, it became evident that the company struggled to establish a coherent identity. Physical storefronts, once bustling with customers seeking advice and products, transformed into sparse spaces with dwindling foot traffic. The few remaining employees found themselves navigating an uncertain environment, attempting to reconcile the legacy of the past with the demands of a rapidly evolving market. Online initiatives attempted to bridge the gap, offering a glimpse of revival through e-commerce platforms. Yet, these digital endeavors often lacked the robust infrastructure needed to compete with established giants. It seemed as if each step forward was met with hesitance, as though the fading company was trapped in a cycle of trying to redefine itself without a clear vision. The shadow of bankruptcy loomed large, casting doubt on the viability of these revival attempts. The fate of this once revered entity now served as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the perils associated with failing to adapt to the relentless pace of technological change. Failures in partnerships often reveal the underlying vulnerabilities of a corporation. RadioShack's collaborations, intended to bolster its market presence, instead illuminated its struggles to remain relevant. Initial alliances with established tech companies provided a glimmer of hope, yet they were unable to overcome the inertia of outdated business models. As time progressed, these partnerships often faltered under the weight of misaligned goals and shifting consumer preferences. Collaborations that once promised innovation devolved into mere afterthoughts, lacking the necessary synergy to thrive in an evolving landscape. The shelves, once filled with cutting-edge gadgets, became barren, echoing the dwindling enthusiasm for its offerings. The allure of exclusive products and joint marketing initiatives could not stave off the inevitable decline. Attempts to engage with emerging tech trends, while ambitious, often missed the mark. Competitors seized the opportunity to fill the gaps left by this fading company, capitalizing on the void created by its inability to pivot effectively. In the wake of these unfulfilled partnerships, the once familiar brand became synonymous with stagnation. Loyal customers began to question the value of their allegiance. What was once an emblem of innovation transformed into a relic, overshadowed by the rapid advancements of the digital age. The lessons learned from this trajectory serve as a poignant reminder of the necessity for adaptability in a world defined by constant change. The impact of store closures reverberated throughout the declining company, reflecting a misguided location strategy that failed to align with shifting consumer demands. In urban centers, once vibrant storefronts succumbed to empty windows and forlorn signage, signaling the waning presence of a once familiar brand. These locations, often situated in high-traffic areas, became emblematic of miscalculated decisions that neglected to account for the rise of digital commerce. Suburban outlets faced similar fates, as dwindling foot traffic and changing demographics rendered them obsolete. The allure of convenience, coupled with the rapid expansion of online retail, rendered physical locations less relevant. Each closure marked a sobering acknowledgement of diminished market share, leaving behind echoes of what was once a retail staple. Inventory management faltered, as remaining locations struggled to adapt to the evolving preferences of consumers who increasingly sought immediacy and efficiency. Products that once filled the shelves now languished in disarray, gathering dust. The inconsistency in product availability further alienated loyal customers who found themselves disenchanted with the fading company's offerings. In this region, the once familiar buzz of electronic sales diminished into silence as the community's connection to the brand eroded. The ramifications of these closures extended beyond mere economic loss, encapsulating a broader narrative of a business unable to pivot in a rapidly changing landscape. Consumer behaviors began to shift significantly, influenced by advancements in technology and the rise of digital marketplaces. Retailers faced a new paradigm where convenience, speed, and accessibility took precedence over traditional shopping experiences. This transition prompted many businesses to reconsider their operational strategies and customer engagement methods. A distinct emphasis on online shopping emerged as consumers increasingly sought the ease of purchasing from home. The gradual decline of physical retail spaces became evident in the absence of foot traffic in once bustling storefronts. In this evolving environment, it was essential for brands to harness digital tools, offering seamless online experiences and personalized services. Some organizations successfully embraced e-commerce, integrating technology into their operations to cater to the changing demands. They invested in user-friendly websites, mobile applications, and targeted marketing campaigns, allowing them to connect with the modern consumer effectively. It became increasingly clear that simply maintaining a physical presence was no longer sufficient. Adaptation required a fundamental transformation of business models, driving companies to innovate and evolve. The fading company struggled to keep pace, facing obstacles in implementing these necessary changes. As technology continued to advance, the gap widened between those who adapted and those who remained tethered to outdated practices, leading to an inevitable decline for many once prominent retailers. The inability to leverage proprietary brands marked a pivotal strategic error for a fading company. Unique offerings that could have distinguished it from competitors were left underutilized, gathering dust on neglected shelves. This region, once bustling with customers seeking the latest gadgets, now bore witness to dwindling foot traffic. Price-sensitive consumers gravitated toward stores that offered trusted name brands, leaving little room for lesser-known alternatives. Management appeared hesitant to invest in marketing or innovation for these proprietary lines. Instead, they relied on the allure of established brands, failing to recognize the potential of their own products. This oversight created a void, as competitors embraced their unique inventory, drawing customers with fresh and innovative solutions. Each passing year saw a deeper entrenchment of familiar names in the market, further marginalizing this retailer's presence. As the digital revolution unfolded, the need for a robust online strategy became apparent. The fading company struggled to integrate e-commerce effectively, creating a sense of urgency that never fully materialized. Those proprietary brands, which could have been marketed online, remained in the shadows, with little visibility in a crowded digital landscape. The missed opportunity to innovate and adapt sealed its fate, leaving a once revered name to fade quietly into obscurity, a relic of a bygone era. The in-store experience of the fading company once offered a unique blend of personal interaction and hands-on exploration. Customers would wander through aisles filled with an eclectic assortment of electronic components, gadgets, and accessories. Knowledgeable staff provided insights and advice, fostering a sense of community. This environment attracted hobbyists, DIY enthusiasts, and tech novices alike, eager to engage with new technology and seek assistance. In stark contrast, the online engagement became a faceless transaction. As digital retail grew, the allure of physical stores diminished. Shoppers increasingly turned to the convenience of browsing from home, comparing prices and reading reviews without the need for personal interaction. The transition to an online platform struggled to replicate the warmth and expertise once found in store. While the website offered a range of products, it lacked the tactile experience that had defined the brand. This shift highlighted a disconnect between expectations and reality. Customers sought not only the latest gadgets, but also the reassurance of knowledgeable guidance. The absence of that personal touch in the digital realm contributed to the decline of loyalty. As the once thriving stores became empty shells, the fading company grappled with its identity. The inability to merge the physical and digital experiences led to a gradual erosion of its customer base, sealing its fate within the annals of corporate history. The decay of customer service played a significant role in this decline, manifesting in various ways that alienated loyal patrons. Employees, often ill-equipped to address evolving technological inquiries, struggled to provide the expertise once synonymous with the brand. Over time, this lack of knowledgeable assistance fostered an environment where customers felt undervalued and frustrated. The once vibrant atmosphere of personalized interaction dwindled to a mere transactional exchange. In this region, the decline was palpable, as the excitement of discovering new gadgets gave way to discontent. Store layouts, once inviting, became cluttered and confusing, diminishing the overall shopping experience. As competitors emerged with superior service models, it became increasingly clear that RadioShack could not keep pace. Online retailers offered immediate access to information, reviews, and competitive pricing, leaving little reason for customers to visit brick-and-mortar locations. The inability to adapt to this shift not only contributed to dwindling foot traffic, but also led to a loss of trust in the brand. In this fading company, the disintegration of customer service extended beyond the stores. A lack of effective communication and support channels further entrenched the disconnect. The declining reputation, coupled with diminishing sales, created a cycle that proved insurmountable. Shifts in consumer electronics trends profoundly altered retail strategies within this sector. New technologies emerged at a rapid pace, demanding that businesses not only keep up, but also innovate to attract a discerning audience. The rise of smartphones, tablets, and other portable devices diverted attention away from traditional offerings, rendering many brick-and-mortar locations less relevant. This transformation in consumer behavior necessitated a reevaluation of product assortments and marketing approaches. The prominence of online shopping further exacerbated challenges for retailers. E-commerce platforms provided customers with convenience and accessibility, eroding the customer base that once frequented physical stores. Many companies struggled to develop robust online presences, resulting in a disconnect with a generation increasingly accustomed to purchasing through digital channels. In the face of these trends, some retailers attempted to pivot, introducing new merchandise and enhancing their service offerings. Despite these efforts, the speed of technological advancement often outpaced their ability to adapt. Inventory became stale, and promotional strategies failed to resonate with consumers looking for cutting-edge solutions. This region of the retail landscape witnessed not only a loss of market share, but also a diminishing brand identity. As competitors embraced a more agile approach to retail, the fading company became emblematic of a broader struggle faced by many in the industry. A strong online presence emerged as a critical factor in business survival, reflecting a fundamental shift in consumer behavior. Companies that recognized this shift adapted quickly, investing in e-commerce platforms to reach wider audiences. They embraced digital marketing strategies that allowed them to engage potential customers through social media channels and targeted online advertising. In contrast, the fading company struggled to transition from brick-and-mortar to digital environments. While competitors streamlined their operations for online sales, they remained entrenched in outdated practices, unable to leverage technology effectively. This failure not only limited their market reach, but also hindered their ability to connect with a tech-savvy consumer base increasingly seeking convenience and variety online. The absence of an effective online sales strategy left it vulnerable to competitors who offered seamless shopping experiences across various digital platforms. Customers began to favor brands that provided not just products, but also accessible information and community engagement through online channels. The consequences of this oversight became more pronounced as digital native firms gained traction, leaving the fading entity to grapple with dwindling foot traffic and sales. This lesson in adaptability underscores the necessity of integrating technology into core operations to remain relevant in an evolving marketplace, a reality that many organizations learned too late. The legacy of in-house brands and product lines reveals a once thriving ecosystem of innovation that gradually succumbed to market pressures. Products such as the popular TRS-80 personal computer and a myriad of electronic components highlighted RadioShack's ingenuity during its peak. These offerings catered to a burgeoning community of hobbyists and professionals, establishing an identity deeply intertwined with technological progress. As time progressed, this identity faced challenges from external competitors who leveraged advancements in technology to create more appealing products. The in-house brands, while once synonymous with quality and innovation, began to lack the necessary evolution to compete effectively. Consumers gravitated towards alternatives that showcased modernity, leading to a gradual decline in relevance. This shift was compounded by the emergence of digital retail, which provided wider selections at competitive prices. The once familiar aisles filled with electronic components became increasingly sparse, leaving a void where a thriving community had once flourished. The inability to pivot and adapt these cherished product lines to match contemporary expectations resulted in a diminished brand perception. The legacy of these in-house brands serves as a poignant reminder of the necessity for continuous innovation and agility within the technology sector. The echoes of RadioShack's contributions linger in the memories of enthusiasts, overshadowed now by the stark reality of corporate decline. The challenges of maintaining a large inventory of obsolete technology became increasingly pronounced as market demands shifted. Stockrooms filled with devices that no longer appealed to consumers stood as a testament to miscalculated foresight. Shelves once brimming with vibrant gadgets began to gather dust, an unyielding reminder of the rapid evolution in the tech landscape. The inability to pivot in an age defined by innovation left it vulnerable. Competitors embraced nimble inventory strategies, focusing on trending products that captured the attention of an evolving consumer base. This region, once thriving with technological possibility, now found itself cluttered with outdated electronics that failed to resonate. Financial strains mounted as resources were allocated to products which had lost their relevance. Maintenance of these items required considerable investment, yet their return dwindled to negligible levels. Employees, once proud representatives of a cutting-edge brand, now navigated aisles filled with artifacts of a bygone era. The stark contrast between past triumphs and current realities became increasingly apparent in sales figures. The sheer volume of unsold inventory weighed heavily on operations, consuming capital and limiting the ability to adapt to emerging trends. This cycle of stagnation firmly entrenched the fading company deeper into its own obsolescence, marking a poignant chapter in the ongoing narrative of decline. The inability to embrace emerging technologies further accelerated the downfall of the fading company. While competitors innovated and adapted to the digital age, it clung to outdated business models and strategies. This reluctance to change became increasingly apparent as the advent of e-commerce transformed consumer behavior. In the early 2000s, the rise of online retailing presented both a challenge and an opportunity. Many businesses shifted their focus to digital platforms, streamlining operations to meet the demands of a fast-paced marketplace. RadioShack, however, hesitated, succumbing to a culture resistant to the necessary upheaval. Attempts to establish an online presence were sporadic and lacked the strategic foresight that characterized successful rivals. The introduction of smartphones signified a monumental shift in consumer electronics. While other retailers capitalized on the burgeoning mobile market, RadioShack failed to recognize the significance of this transition. The inventory remained stocked with obsolete products that no longer aligned with consumer needs. This disconnection rendered it increasingly irrelevant in a landscape defined by innovation. Efforts to revitalize the brand through rebranding initiatives and store redesigns showcased a superficial understanding of the market. Outdated perceptions persisted, as executives struggled to reconcile nostalgia for the past with the imperatives of a rapidly evolving technological environment. The company's inability to pivot. The evolution of telecommunications unfolded rapidly, reshaping the landscape in which businesses operated. It became evident that the emergence of smartphones and digital communication platforms would redefine consumer expectations. This shift rendered traditional retail models increasingly obsolete. Those who once flocked to stores like RadioShack for electronic components began to seek convenience and accessibility in online marketplaces. In response to the changing environment, attempts at modernization were made. They introduced limited selections of trending products, but these efforts fell short. The expansive inventory of gadgets and parts, once a hallmark of the brand, dwindled, leaving customers with a sense of emptiness in the aisles. What was once a haven for tinkers and tech enthusiasts transformed into a relic of the past. Competition flourished, driven by companies that embraced innovation and adapted their strategies. This region witnessed the rise of e-commerce giants that offered a vast array of products with competitive pricing and user-friendly shopping experiences. The fading company struggled to articulate its value proposition, failing to resonate with a new generation of consumers who prioritized mobile connectivity over analog devices. The decline of the amateur radio market marked a significant shift in consumer behavior and preferences. Enthusiasts once thrived in this domain, drawn to the intricacies of communication technology. This region, once bustling with activity, saw a gradual diminishment. The rise of smartphones and digital communication platforms rendered traditional radios increasingly obsolete. Individuals transitioned to more convenient methods of interaction, leaving behind the analog devices that had defined their past. Shifts in demographics played a crucial role in this decline. Younger generations, often more engaged with the latest technological advancements, displayed little interest in the complexities of radio equipment. This resulted in a narrowing customer base, diminishing the relevance of amateur radio in everyday life. Retailers, including the fading company, struggled to capture this shifting landscape, unable to pivot towards emerging technologies or integrate them into their offerings. Community events that once celebrated the art of radio communication dwindled, replaced by digital forums and social media platforms. This transformation left many former enthusiasts feeling disconnected, their passion for radio communication overshadowed by the allure of instant connectivity. The echoes of past conversations faded, replaced by the silence of abandoned equipment and empty storefronts. The consequences of this demographic shift extended beyond mere sales figures, representing a profound cultural change in how individuals connect and communicate. The legacy of patents and intellectual property within this fading company reveals a complex interplay between innovation and stagnation. Originally, a robust portfolio of patents propelled RadioShack to the forefront of technology retail. It capitalized on emerging computer components and electronic accessories, becoming synonymous with home computing and hobbyist culture. These innovations defined its brand and positioned it as an industry leader. Ownership of key technological patents initially granted a competitive edge, fueling expansion and fostering consumer loyalty. Products such as personal computers and various electronic devices emerged from this intellectual foundation, embedding RadioShack in the daily lives of countless consumers. Yet, as technology evolved, so did the landscape of patent law and competition. The rapid pace of advancement in the digital domain rendered many of its once valuable patents obsolete. This shift, coupled with a failure to secure new, relevant intellectual property, hindered the ability to compete effectively against nimble rivals. Market demands shifted towards more integrated solutions, driven by software innovations and mobile technology. The inability to adapt its intellectual property strategy contributed to a gradual erosion of market share, leading to a decline that echoed through its once bustling stores. In this context, the role of patents transitioned from a symbol of strength to a reminder of lost opportunities, further illustrating the challenges faced by the company. The expansion of globalization introduced an influx of international competitors, reshaping the landscape of local electronics retail. These new entrants frequently offered advanced technologies at lower prices, drawing consumers away from traditional establishments. It became increasingly evident that established retailers struggled to maintain relevance in a rapidly evolving marketplace. In this climate, customer loyalty shifted towards brands that embraced innovation and provided seamless integration with emerging technologies. The rise of online shopping platforms further exacerbated the predicament, offering convenience and competitive pricing that conventional stores could not match. The ripple effects of this shift were profoundly felt as foot traffic dwindled, transforming vibrant retail locations into quiet spaces filled with echoes of past commerce. As this region witnessed the withdrawal of once iconic stores, the vacuum left by fading brands allowed for the proliferation of alternative business models. Small, specialized shops and online retailers flourished, often prioritizing customer experience and personalized service. The changing dynamics not only disrupted sales, but also altered consumer expectations, leading to a demand for immediacy and accessibility that traditional retailers struggled to fulfill. In the face of these challenges, the overarching narrative became one of adaptation and survival, where only a few entities managed to navigate the complexities of a globalized market, leaving many to reflect on the lessons learned from a changing world. A significant shift in customer demographics emerged, particularly with the rise of the millennial market. This generation, characterized by its digital fluency and preference for online interactions, sought convenience in their purchasing decisions. Familiar with the rapid advancements of technology, their expectations diverged sharply from the traditional retail experiences that legacy companies offered. They gravitated toward platforms that provided seamless access to products, often favoring online marketplaces over brick-and-mortar establishments. This transition was not merely about a preference for digital. It represented a fundamental change in lifestyle and values. The millennial consumer prioritized experiences over possessions, gravitating toward brands that resonated with their ethos of sustainability and innovation. For many established retailers, this shift was met with difficulty. Adaptation efforts often fell short, as the quicksilver pace of technological evolution outstripped traditional approaches. The failure to engage meaningfully with this new demographic led to a gradual erosion of market share. Their loyalty was difficult to capture, as this generation frequently sought alternatives that provided not only products, but also a narrative and community. As the landscape continued to evolve, the fading company found itself increasingly disconnected from the very consumers it once sought to serve, illustrating the profound implications of failing to understand the dynamics of a shifting market. Clumsy rebranding attempts marked a pivotal chapter in the decline of this once esteemed retailer. The shift towards modernity led to a series of misguided strategies that alienated the core customer base. New logos and store layouts, intended to convey a sense of innovation, instead often resulted in confusion. The visual identity, once recognizable and comforting, became a fragmented reflection of an unclear vision. Marketing campaigns aimed at attracting a younger demographic frequently missed the mark, failing to resonate with both existing and potential customers. Messaging that attempted to emphasize cutting-edge technology lacked authenticity, undermining trust. The offerings that filled the shelves began to reflect a disjointed collection, straying from the company's foundational focus on electronics and parts. The physical stores, once bustling hubs of community engagement, began to appear outdated and neglected. Ill-conceived promotional events, designed to reinvigorate interest, often drew minimal foot traffic. Customer experiences diminished as staff struggled to remain knowledgeable about rapidly evolving products. This disconnect grew evident as competitors embraced a more agile approach, seamlessly integrating online shopping experiences and customer service. With each failed attempt to recapture relevance, the fading company drifted further into obscurity. The efforts, rather than revitalizing, exposed a deeper inability to adapt to an evolving technological landscape, marking the slow unraveling of its legacy. Survival in retail increasingly relies on the willingness to innovate and adapt to shifting consumer expectations. This region, once vibrant with the promise of new technology, now presents a different narrative. The fading company struggled to keep pace with competitors who embraced change, often prioritizing customer experience and digital transformation. In the era of rapid technological advancements, innovation becomes paramount. Retailers that successfully navigated these turbulent waters invested in e-commerce, harnessed social media, and created seamless omnichannel experiences. The absence of such foresight can be observed in the gradual decline of established entities. It is within these ruins that one can trace the missteps taken by the fading company. Attempts to pivot toward online sales, albeit belated, highlighted a reactive rather than proactive strategy. The disconnect between consumer needs and product offerings became increasingly evident. The emergence of nimble startups further exacerbated the decline, as they catered to a younger audience with fresh ideas and unparalleled convenience. Lessons gleaned from this decline underscore the importance of foresight and flexibility in retail. The inability to embrace change not only impacts financial viability, but also tarnishes brand identity. Observations from these failures remind industry leaders of the critical need to prioritize innovation, lest they find themselves facing a similar fate amidst a fast-evolving market landscape. The rise of mobile devices marked a significant turning point in consumer electronics, reshaping how people interacted with technology. This shift gradually rendered traditional electronics retailers less relevant, as customers increasingly sought portability and convenience. The devices, compact and multifunctional, became essential tools in daily life, overshadowing the once popular products found on RadioShack's shelves. Sales began to dwindle as the allure of smartphones and tablets captured consumer attention. It became evident that shoppers preferred to acquire their gadgets from providers that specialized in mobile technology. The fading company struggled to adapt to this new reality. Its storied inventory, filled with components for hobbyists and outdated gadgets, no longer resonated with a generation seeking sleek, integrated solutions. Store layouts remained unchanged, filled with products that had become obsolete in the face of rapid technological advancement. The decline in foot traffic was palpable, as loyal customers shifted their preferences toward online shopping and specialized retailers. The once bustling aisles transformed into quiet corridors, echoing with the absence of enthusiastic conversations about electronics. Amidst these changes, inventory piled up and financial losses mounted. The inability to pivot towards the emerging mobile trend illustrated a critical miscalculation in understanding consumer needs. The fading company's legacy began to unravel, leaving behind the remnants of what it once represented in the electronics market. Consumer reviews became an influential force, shaping perceptions and impacting sales for the fading company. In an era defined by rapid technological advancement, feedback from customers emerged as a vital component of business strategy. The opinions shared online, often candid and unfiltered, highlighted the disconnect between the offerings and the needs of a modern consumer base. This region, once bustling with enthusiastic shoppers, now echoed with discontent as voices of frustration began to rise. Dissatisfaction over product quality and customer service spread quickly across digital platforms, amplifying the chorus of criticism. The once loyal patrons found themselves turning to competitors who embraced innovation and prioritized user experience, leaving RadioShack to grapple with its declining relevance. They failed to adequately address the concerns raised, which further eroded trust. Each review acted like a silent testament to the shortcomings, creating a ripple effect that dissuaded potential buyers. The feedback loop between customers and the fading company became increasingly adversarial as the disconnect widened. Competitors capitalized on these insights, refining their own offerings in response to consumer desires. In stark contrast, it became clear that a reactive approach was insufficient for RadioShack, the inability to adapt to the evolving landscape. The importance of strategic partnerships in technology retail cannot be overstated. Collaborations with innovative companies provide access to cutting-edge products and services that meet consumer demands. These connections often lead to shared resources, knowledge, and a broader market reach. When companies work together, they can harness their strengths, creating a more formidable presence in an increasingly competitive environment. In this region of retail, alliances with tech giants enable retailers to offer exclusive items and services, enhancing customer appeal. The absence of such strategic partnerships can lead to isolation, limiting a company's growth potential and relevance. As technology evolves, the landscape shifts rapidly, and without proactive engagement in alliances, retailers can quickly find themselves obsolete. Companies that successfully navigate this space demonstrate adaptability, leveraging partnerships to drive innovation and consumer interest. They foster relationships that allow for the seamless integration of new technologies, keeping pace with the demands of a dynamic marketplace. This proactive approach contrasts sharply with those who remain stagnant, failing to recognize the value of collaboration. In the context of this decline, the fading company overlooked the necessity of strategic alliances, focusing instead on outdated practices. The failure to embrace partnerships resulted in a loss of competitive edge, leading to diminished market presence and eventual dissolution. The consequences of this oversight are now evident in the remnants of what was once a thriving enterprise. Retail space, once a hallmark of success, became a heavy burden for the fading company. Expansive locations, designed to showcase an extensive inventory, turned into echoing chambers filled with unsold merchandise. The vast square footage, originally intended to entice customers with variety, instead contributed to escalating overhead costs. Staffed with employees whose roles became increasingly redundant, these locations struggled to generate meaningful foot traffic. Sales per square foot diminished, a critical metric that illustrated the widening gap between available retail space and actual consumer demand. This region, where once bustling shoppers roamed, now stood silent, a stark contrast to the vibrancy of its heyday. The inability to pivot towards a more modest footprint revealed deficiencies in strategic planning. Competitors, agile and aware of changing consumer behaviors, adopted streamlined approaches, focusing on e-commerce and smaller, more efficient outlets. It became clear that the company could not sustain its operations under these conditions. Attempts to reposition itself within the market were met with skepticism. Innovations in technology and shopping preferences further widened the chasm. The slow erosion of customer loyalty, compounded by a failure to embrace modern retailing strategies, left it vulnerable. This decline was not sudden but a gradual fade, marked by missteps and a lack of foresight. The rise of online marketplaces significantly altered the landscape of traditional retail. It redefined consumer behavior as convenience became paramount. Customers increasingly sought ease, often favoring virtual storefronts over physical locations. This shift diminished foot traffic in many stores, including those of the fading company, which struggled to retain its once loyal clientele. As competition intensified, the presence of e-commerce giants offered extensive product selections at competitive prices. The ability to compare options and read reviews transformed purchasing decisions. It rendered traditional strategies ineffective, leaving many retailers grappling with obsolete business models. This region, once bustling with activity, began to show signs of abandonment as shelves remained stocked with inventory that no longer appealed to consumers. The introduction of mobile devices further accelerated this change. Shoppers could browse and buy from anywhere, effectively bypassing traditional outlets entirely. The fading company found itself at a crossroads, unable to pivot quickly enough to meet the evolving demands of a digital-first consumer base. Traditional advertising methods lost their efficacy, overshadowed by targeted online marketing that engaged customers in new ways. With each passing quarter, the challenge of adapting grew more pronounced. the once dominant presence in the electronics sector became a mere whisper, overshadowed by a rapidly changing marketplace that embraced innovation while leaving behind those who could not keep pace. The rise of subscription services marked a transformative shift in consumer behavior, creating avenues for businesses to engage customers on a recurring basis. This model offered convenience and personalization, appealing to a tech-savvy demographic eager for streamlined experiences. They became accustomed to receiving curated products, from streaming media to monthly gadget deliveries. An opportunity presented itself for traditional retailers to pivot and embrace this trend. In this context, RadioShack remained anchored in its legacy model, focused on individual sales rather than nurturing ongoing customer relationships. The fading company failed to recognize the potential of subscription offerings, which could have aligned with its inventory of electronic components and gadgets. While competitors adapted by introducing subscription boxes tailored to enthusiasts and casual users alike, it clung to outdated strategies, prioritizing immediate transactions over long-term loyalty. As the marketplace shifted, the void left by RadioShack became palpable. Consumers gravitated towards brands that understood their evolving needs, valuing the seamless integration of technology into their daily lives. These ruins of what was once an innovative retailer stand testament to the consequences of stagnation in a world that thrives on change. The fleeting chance to embrace subscription models slipped away, reinforcing the notion that adaptability is paramount in an ever-evolving digital landscape. Retail models once thrived on physical presence and consistent consumer foot traffic. The decline witnessed in this sector illustrates the precarious nature of reliance on traditional sales methods. Industry leaders who embraced innovation and redefined their approaches emerged resilient, while those who clung to outdated practices faced formidable obstacles. In this region, the shift towards e-commerce reshaped consumer expectations, making convenience and accessibility non-negotiable. Brands that transitioned seamlessly into the digital realm experienced growth, capitalizing on data analytics to understand consumer behavior and preferences. Personalization became a key element, allowing these successful entities to foster deeper connections with their audiences. The fading company struggled to respond, remaining anchored in its conventional framework. Initiatives to modernize were met with resistance, resulting in a disjointed strategy that failed to resonate with a new generation of consumers. The lessons gleaned from industry leaders underscore the importance of agility and foresight. Competition intensified as market dynamics evolved, leaving those unable to pivot at a distinct disadvantage. A large percentage of consumers now favored online shopping, prioritizing speed and efficiency over the once revered in-store experience. The slow unraveling of this once prominent brand stands as a testament to the necessity of proactive adaptation. What once thrived now serves as a cautionary tale of neglecting the imperative to evolve. The absence of adaptive measures became increasingly evident in the shifting landscape of retail. In this region, data analytics emerged as a vital tool for understanding consumer behavior and preferences. Companies that embraced these insights gained a significant edge, tailoring their offerings to meet the evolving demands of a tech-savvy clientele. Shifts in shopping habits illuminated the necessity for real-time decision-making. Retailers leveraging data could analyze purchasing patterns, optimize inventory, and enhance customer experiences. This capability transformed competitive strategies, allowing businesses to not only survive but thrive in an era defined by rapid technological advancement. The integration of sophisticated analytics enabled a nuanced approach to marketing, ensuring targeted outreach and personalized engagement. In stark contrast, the fading company clung to outdated methodologies, unable to harness the potential of data-driven insights. Their reliance on historical sales figures without consideration for emerging trends left them vulnerable. With each passing year, the gap widened, while competitors adapted, refining their strategies based on comprehensive data analysis. The inability to pivot resulted in diminishing relevance. The consequences of this oversight became apparent as market share eroded. Retailers that had once dominated the landscape found themselves overshadowed by those who understood the importance of adaptability, leaving a void where innovation should have flourished. The lessons gleaned from this decline remain poignant reminders of the critical nature of evolution in an ever-changing marketplace. The diminishing role of electronics in everyday consumer life marked a significant shift in market demands. Once a staple in households, the reliance on gadgets began to wane as convenience and accessibility took precedence over traditional electronics. This transformation was gradual, yet unmistakable, as technology evolved and consumers gravitated towards integrated devices capable of fulfilling multiple functions. In this shifting landscape, the presence of dedicated electronics retailers diminished. Stores that once thrived on the sale of standalone items found themselves grappling with a paradox. The very products that had defined their existence became less relevant. The surge of smartphones, tablets, and smart home devices streamlined the consumer experience, rendering many individual electronic components unnecessary. Retail spaces that had once been bustling with activity succumbed to silence, shelves increasingly bare as inventory dwindled. The once familiar hum of eager shoppers was replaced by an eerie stillness, a stark contrast to the vibrancy of years past. Consumer behavior shifted toward convenience, with online shopping providing unprecedented access to a vast array of products. In this new era, the physical presence of electronic stores became obsolete, with many struggling to adapt to the changing preferences of their clientele. This quiet collapse reflected a broader trend, as the foundations of a once thriving industry eroded under the weight of technological progress. The inability to embrace the burgeoning smart home market marked a pivotal point in its decline. As other retailers swiftly adapted, this fading company remained tethered to its legacy, unable to pivot toward the advancements that define the modern consumer landscape. Products that enabled connectivity, security, and convenience captured the public's imagination, yet they were absent from store shelves. Within this region, consumers began to seek solutions that integrated their devices, allowing for seamless communication and automation. They turned to competitors who recognized the demand for smart lighting, intelligent thermostats, and voice-controlled assistants. By failing to recognize this shift, it forfeited not only potential revenue, but also relevance in the rapidly evolving marketplace. Websites that offered curated selections of smart devices flourished, while the remnants of this once iconic brand languished in obscurity. The missed opportunity extended beyond merely stocking products. It encompassed the loss of brand identity as a technological pioneer. Marketing strategies that once showcased innovation became relics of a bygone era. Customers, eager for guidance in navigating new technologies, found themselves disenchanted. The failure to engage with these developments left a void, one that competitors capitalized on decisively. Trust, once synonymous with the brand, faded as consumers sought alternatives that aligned with their evolving lifestyles. Advertising strategies shifted dramatically in the digital age, leaving the fading company struggling to keep pace. While competitors embraced the internet as a primary platform for engagement, it clung to traditional methods, relying heavily on print and radio ads. These tactics, once effective, now felt obsolete, overshadowed by the innovative approaches of rivals who harnessed the power of social media and targeted online campaigns. The failure to recognize the changing landscape resulted in missed opportunities to connect with a tech-savvy audience. Engaging content that resonated with consumers became paramount, Yet this region witnessed the absence of fresh, compelling narratives in RadioShack's messaging. The repetitive and uninspired promotions failed to generate excitement or interest among potential customers. Contrast this with competitors that employed a mix of humor and relatability, crafting advertisements that captured attention and fostered connection. Their agile approach allowed them to pivot quickly, responding to market trends and consumer feedback. As the gap widened, the company's once coveted position as a technology leader diminished. The reluctance to adapt led to a stark decline in brand relevance. These ruins of an era past serve as a reminder of the critical importance of innovation in marketing strategies, especially within an industry that thrives on constant change. Investment and fundraising played pivotal roles in the survival of many retail entities during turbulent times. This particular company, once a titan in electronics, struggled to secure the necessary resources for innovation. Initial efforts to attract capital frequently fell short, reflecting a growing hesitance among investors. The shifting landscape of consumer technology demanded agile responses, yet financial support dwindled. This region of the market saw competitors adapt quickly, capitalizing on emerging trends and technologies. Retailers that embraced e-commerce and digital platforms drew the attention of venture capitalists, who recognized the potential for growth. In contrast, inadequate funding hampered the fading company's ability to pivot, leaving it reliant on outdated business models. Attempts to revitalize brand identity through marketing campaigns were often underfunded and lacked the necessary scope to resonate with a new generation of consumers. The reliance on traditional fundraising methods proved insufficient in an era characterized by rapid technological evolution. Investors began to prioritize agility and innovation, leading to a significant disconnect. As retail landscapes transformed, this company's inability to reimagine its funding strategies became evident. The once familiar storefronts, stripped of their vibrancy, now stand as a testament to missed opportunities and the critical role of investment in navigating change. The decline, though gradual, echoes the stark reality of an industry that fails to embrace the future. The challenges of brand loyalty in a changing market landscape became increasingly evident as consumer preferences shifted. Established entities often find themselves at a crossroads, facing the necessity to innovate while holding on to a legacy that once defined them. This region, once vibrant with the buzz of excited customers, now stands quiet, reflecting the struggle of a brand that could not pivot in a digital age. Loyalty, once a hallmark of enduring success, began to wane. As technology advanced, consumers migrated toward competitors that offered more modern solutions. An outdated product line became a barrier rather than a bridge. It betrayed the expectations of a generation that sought convenience and innovation. The once familiar storefronts, now shadows of their former selves, failed to attract the attention of a customer base eager for efficiency and connectivity. This reticence to evolve amplified the gap between what the brand represented and what consumers demanded. The remnants of past successes lingered in the minds of loyal patrons, yet the allure of contemporary alternatives proved irresistible. Relationships forged over decades could not withstand the pressure of technological advancement. The fading company, though rich in history, struggled to reclaim relevance in a world where loyalty is often eclipsed by innovation. The decline became a testament to the fragile nature of brand identity in the face of relentless change. The final days unfolded with a sense of inevitability as the once familiar storefronts began to shutter across the nation. It became apparent that the decline had transitioned from a slow burn to a definitive conclusion. The empty shelves, once filled with an array of electronic components and gadgets, stood as silent witnesses to the shifting tides of consumer preferences. The absence of customers echoed through the aisles, a stark reminder of the brand's inability to evolve in a digital-first world. The management's efforts to pivot towards online sales proved insufficient, a last-ditch attempt to recapture a market that had long since moved on. With each passing month, the number of locations dwindled, leaving behind a fragmented legacy. The decision to file for bankruptcy marked a somber milestone, further entrenching the notion that adaptation was necessary for survival. In this final chapter, loyal employees faced uncertainty, their futures intertwined with the fate of a once revered institution. The corporate headquarters, once bustling with activity, now functioned under a heavy cloud of resignation. The brand's identity, once synonymous with innovation and reliability, had been overshadowed by competitors who understood the demands of the digital age. As the last doors closed, the remnants of an iconic legacy drifted into obscurity, a poignant reminder of the unforgiving nature of technological advancement. The fading company left behind a landscape dotted with vacant storefronts, once bustling with customers eager for the latest gadgets. The shelves that had once stocked a myriad of electronic components now stood barren, echoing the silence of lost potential. Fragments of its legacy linger in the memories of those who relied on it for their first experiences with technology, a time when personal computers were just beginning to emerge. This region, once a hub for aspiring engineers and hobbyists, is now a ghost of its former self. The community that thrived on the accessibility of electronic parts has dwindled, reflecting a broader shift towards online retail. The remnants of the brand are reduced to sporadic mentions in discussions of corporate decline, serving as a cautionary tale for future enterprises. Technological evolution has rendered the company's once revered role obsolete. These ruins symbolize not just a business failure, but also a cultural shift, where adaptability became paramount. The innovations that emerged in its absence, driven by nimble competitors, have reshaped consumer expectations. What remains is a fragmented legacy, a skeletal outline of a once thriving entity. It stands as a testament to the relentless pace of change in the digital landscape, illustrating the critical need for evolution in an era where stagnation is no longer an option. Lessons abound in the decline of this once prominent retailer, serving as a cautionary tale for businesses navigating the complexities of modern technology. Decisions made in the early 21st century highlight the peril of ignoring shifting consumer preferences. The gradual embrace of online sales by competitors exposed weaknesses in traditional retail strategies. A failure to recognize the significance of e-commerce left them vulnerable, leading to dwindling foot traffic and diminishing sales. Management's reluctance to innovate further exacerbated the situation. Attempts to diversify product offerings often fell short, lacking the insight necessary to appeal to a new generation of tech-savvy consumers. While other companies adapted to the changing landscape, this fading entity clung to outdated business models, resulting in a profound disconnect with its target audience. The misalignment between the company's vision and market demands became increasingly apparent. A series of rebranding efforts failed to resonate. As the echoes of its once bustling stores fade, the lessons gleaned from this decline serve as a reminder of the necessity for continuous reinvention. In an environment characterized by rapid technological advancement, complacency can lead to irrelevance. The history of this retailer remains a poignant illustration of the consequences of stagnation. Once a cornerstone in the landscape of American retail, this establishment served not only as a store, but as a gathering place for enthusiasts and innovators. The shelves housed components that enabled creativity, fostering an environment where ideas could flourish. For decades, it stood as a community hub, a beacon for those drawn to the ever-evolving world of electronics. In these spaces, conversations revolved around the latest gadgets, and aspiring inventors found support and resources. The gradual shift towards digitalization began to erode this foundation. As technology advanced, customers increasingly sought convenience and immediacy, favoring online platforms over physical spaces. While its loyal customer base dwindled, the retailer struggled to adjust its services and inventory to meet new demands. The spaces that once buzzed with dialogue became quiet, filled with remnants of a bygone era. With time, the vibrant energy transformed into a ghostly silence as the brand became synonymous with obsolescence. Competitors, agile and innovative, seized the opportunity to capture the market, leaving behind a fading company unable to pivot. The once familiar signage became a distant memory, relegated to the past. This region now bears the scars of a profound change, a reminder that adaptability is essential in an ever-shifting landscape. The decline of this retailer is a cautionary tale of the risks associated with resisting transformation. The repercussions of RadioShack's decline extend beyond its empty storefronts and dwindling inventory. It serves as an instructive lens through which to view the future of electronics retail. Shifts in consumer behavior, driven by rapid technological advancements, necessitate an agile approach to business. Those who fail to recognize and adapt to these changes often face obsolescence. The competitive landscape has evolved, with online marketplaces and specialized retailers gaining prominence. This region, once dominated by the familiar yellow and red signage, now reveals a preference for convenience and immediacy in purchasing decisions. The rise of direct-to-consumer brands has further emphasized the importance of establishing a meaningful connection with customers. Understanding the nuances of digital integration is essential. Retailers must leverage data analytics and customer insights to anticipate trends and adapt inventory accordingly. Emphasis on user experience has transformed the way consumers engage with technology, necessitating a rethinking of traditional retail models. Physical spaces, while still valuable, must become more than mere transactional environments. They should foster community and offer experiential learning opportunities. Retailers willing to embrace innovation, enhance customer relationships, and remain responsive to market demands may thrive in this evolving landscape. The lessons from RadioShack's journey highlight the importance of flexibility and foresight in a rapidly changing world. Innovation hubs have emerged as essential elements in the revitalization of retail sectors struggling to adapt. These collaborative spaces foster creativity and forward-thinking, essential for businesses aiming to reconnect with consumers. They serve as incubators for new ideas, allowing companies to explore uncharted markets and technologies. Within these environments, established businesses can reimagine their strategies, integrating modern solutions to meet evolving customer demands. The emergence of these hubs is particularly vital in regions once dominated by failing giants. They create opportunities for grassroots initiatives to flourish, often led by dynamic entrepreneurs eager to challenge the status quo. Such environments encourage experimentation with concepts like experiential retail, where physical spaces transform into engaging destinations rather than mere points of sale. Emphasis is placed on leveraging technology to enhance customer experiences. Retailers are exploring augmented reality, artificial intelligence, and personalized services, all made possible through collaboration in these innovation hubs. This integration of technology not only attracts consumers, but also helps businesses gather valuable data, shaping future strategies. Success stories from these hubs illustrate the profound impact of innovative thinking. They highlight a shift in retail dynamics, where adaptability and creativity take precedence. The transition from outdated practices to modern methodologies is evident, illustrating a path forward for the industry as it seeks to regain relevance in an ever-changing landscape. Adaptive change emerges as a cornerstone for future retailers, setting a framework for survival in a volatile market. Recognizing shifting consumer behaviors becomes vital. This region has witnessed a surge in online shopping, prompting retailers to reevaluate their strategies. Emphasizing a seamless omnichannel experience allows customers to engage through various platforms, merging physical and digital environments. Investments in technology play a crucial role in fostering this adaptive change. It enables retailers to harness data analytics, enhancing personalized marketing efforts. By understanding purchasing patterns and preferences, businesses can tailor their approaches, creating a more intimate connection with their clients. This shift from a one-size-fits-all model to a more individualized strategy can significantly influence consumer loyalty. Sustainable practices also contribute to a brand's appeal. The integration of eco-friendly products and processes resonates with a growing demographic concerned with environmental impact. Transparency in sourcing and production can further enhance consumer trust, fostering a sense of community around the brand. Collaborations with innovative tech firms can provide essential insights and tools for navigating modern retail challenges. Embracing agile methodologies allows for quicker responses to market changes and consumer demands. These strategies signify a proactive approach, ensuring that the Fading Company remains relevant and competitive in a landscape that continually evolves. Adaptation is no longer optional. It is an imperative for survival. The journey of this Fading Company serves as both a cautionary tale and a historical marker within the realm of technology. Once a vibrant hub for electronics, it became emblematic of a time when innovation thrived in brick-and-mortar stores, where customers sought expert advice among the aisles of gadgets and components. The decline unfolded gradually, marked by an inability to pivot in response to the encroaching digital landscape and shifting consumer preferences. As competitors embraced e-commerce and the rise of smartphones, this company remained tethered to its traditional business model. The remnants of its stores now stand as relics in forgotten shopping centers, a stark reminder of a more connected era. The lessons learned from this trajectory highlight the critical importance of agility and foresight in a rapidly evolving industry. In retrospect, RadioShack occupies a nuanced space in tech history, representing both innovation and stagnation. It serves as a poignant illustration of how reliance on past successes can breed complacency.